What's good, ladies and gentlemen? I'm back at it today, and I'm getting ready to touch on this subject, okay, pertaining to the Civil War. I want everybody to know, understand, and overstand that the information we learned regarding the Civil War was nothing but a lie, okay? And the information was so easy for us to find out, and so easy for us to understand, okay, that we should have been aware of this for quite some time now, okay? And I'm just gonna make this very quick and simple and to the point. It's not gonna be a very long video at all, okay? So I'm just gonna put it to you like this. Through this United States miseducation system, we actually bought into the lie that the same people who hung black people, the same people who tortured black people, the same people who murdered black babies, the same people who pulled melanated people's body apart with horses, those same people decided to sign up for a war and to fight for these melanated people's freedom. Okay, let me repeat that. The American miseducation system has dumbed us down so much that we actually bought into the lie that the same people, okay, who murdered innocent, quote unquote, black people, who tortured black people, who killed black babies and pulled black people's body apart for sport, those same people signed up and fought in a war, risked their life for the same people they hated. Think about that very carefully. Think about that very carefully. Does that make any sense? Does that make any sense to you? It shouldn't. It really shouldn't, because it damn sure doesn't make any sense to me, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? If you do your research, even though they try to say that, slavery was only going on in the southern states, okay, there were still people being hung, being tortured, being murdered for no reason in many northern states. If you do your research, that stuff was going on in New York, Massachusetts, Delaware, Ohio, Virginia was always the South. Even places like Massachusetts, okay? People of melanated descent were still being murdered and treated unjustly in the northern states. So obviously, those European people in the northern states, they didn't have any love. Okay, they didn't have any love for melanated people. They had no love for melanated people. So why all of a sudden would they just turn around and decide to go and risk their life and fight and die in a war for the people that they hated? Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. I want everyone that's watching this video, okay, to go look up something called the Gullah Wars. The Gullah Wars. Gullah. Gullah Wars. Gullah Wars. Okay? Our own ancestors, our own melanated ancestors, while they were going through slavery here in the Americas, okay, there was a series of rebellions that started in Florida and in South Carolina, okay, and it was known as the Gullah Wars. The United States government covered it up and gave it another name called the Seminole Wars. But if you do your research, the word Seminole means dark-skinned native. That's what Seminole means, dark-skinned native. So our ancestors were the Seminoles. The Seminoles had wars, but during that time it wasn't a civil war amongst the Seminoles. It was the Seminoles overthrowing their oppressors. Okay, the Seminole Native Americans, the dark-skinned Native Americans, okay, they were subject to slavery, and there was a series of rebellions all throughout the southern states where the Seminoles were inhabiting. Okay, and they were killing hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of slave owners all throughout the southern states. It's called the Gullah Wars. Our ancestors fought and died for their own freedom. They did not have to rely on some white people, quote unquote white people, who hated melanated people. Okay, they did not have to rely on white people in the northern states for their freedom. Our ancestors did not have to rely on white people, okay, in the north. They fought and died for their own freedom, plain and simple. And that is why they kept that information out of the history books, because they don't want young melanated children, okay, learning their true history and knowing that their ancestors fought and died for their own freedom. They want our children to still be subject to Caucasoid supremacy, with having the idea that their freedom, the only reason they have freedom is because white people in the north decided to die and fight and die for their freedom. Okay, that's bullshit, and that's fucking bogus. And if we just think about it in this context, you see what I'm saying? Quote unquote black people were being mistreated, hung, murdered, and tortured and killed in the northern states as well. So why would those same northern whites who hated black people all of a sudden, out of the blue, just get up and decide, oh, we're gonna fight and die for black people today? Don't work like that, people. It don't work like that. The Civil War is a goddamn hoax and a sham. And the Civil War was nothing but the United States going to war, okay, with each other for control over the goddamn stock market. The Civil War was about control and manipulation of the stock market, of the United States stock market. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. The real war that freed our ancestors was the Gullah Wars. The Gullah Wars, aka the Seminole Wars. Go look it up. Go look it up. Okay? So that's really, all I had to say on that subject. I want people to be aware of their surroundings and know what time we're in the planet right now, okay? I want people to know and understand that when they look at that Bible, when they look at that King James Bible, the King James Bible is a mixture of truth and lies, okay? You have a group of people out here who are just preaching like the King James Bible is 100% false. It's nullified, its information is completely invalid and void. That's false. Okay, that's false. I'm gonna say it again. The King James Bible is a mixture of truths and lies. Okay? And it's our job and it's our duty to decipher and to look through and to find out what's the truth and what are the lies in that book. Okay? Because I made a video about 2 years ago stating that the Bible originally comes off of the Kemetic walls, okay? And it was translated from Medu Neter, okay, to the English language. And this was done by Thomas Arundel, okay? A man named Thomas Arundel did that with the help of certain sellout Moors, okay? The Bible, look at that prefix, B-I, by, which means bind. The Bible, by means two. The Bible means two, B-I. The two books. So the Bible is originally two books in one. So when it was still in Medu Neter, it was the Book of Life and the Book of the Dead. The Bible is an English translation of two Kemetic books, the Book of Life and the Book of the Dead. And when King James got his hands on it, he had to twist it. He had to turn the information upside down to still keep his descendants and to still keep the chosen ones in the dark, in darkness. So he threw in some backwards. He said, let me give him some truth. Let me give him some truth and throw in some backwards bullshit to keep him sucked in to the goddamn Caucasian supremacy of the Matrix. Okay, and the truest part of that King James Bible is goddamn Revelations, because that is the time period that we are in on this planet right now. It is Revelations, the time in which the truth that was once hidden will be revealed. Revelations, the truth is going to be revealed. Okay, so the truth is being revealed to the chosen people across the world right now as we speak. And for these people who are still following these false idols, that was another truth in the Bible, okay? Not to worship goddamn false idols. And the chosen people will perish for a lack of knowledge, okay? The three truest statements in that Bible that you need to be aware of is those who call themselves Jews are not. They're the synagogue of Satan. Second one, my people will perish for a lack of knowledge. And the third one is not to worship false idols. And guess what? Most of these motherfuckers out here still claiming to be quote unquote conscious. Oh, I'm conscious, I'm spiritually awake. I'm spiritually awake. No, you're not. Because I still see people on Instagram, Twitter, social media, and just paying homage to certain individuals and putting their focus and their energy, okay, on these fucking calcified goddamn demons that don't even give a shit about you. That don't even give a shit about you. Let me just list these people off right off the bat. Beyonce has no soul. Rihanna has no soul. Amber Rose has no soul. Kim Kardashian has no soul. Nicki Minaj has no soul. And the list goes on and on and on. At this point in my life and where I've reached mentally and spiritually, I can just look at somebody and tell you if they have a soul or not. I could tell you if it's a real soul occupying that vessel, occupying that body or not. Because that's where my vibration is. That's where my mental and spiritual state is at this point. I can just look at somebody walking down the street and I can tell you what their whole goddamn mindset is. But you got these ass clowns here talking about, oh, I'm spiritually awake. I got this superior knowledge, whoop-de-wop-wop. But you're still putting up fucking memes and pictures of Rihanna with quotes on the Rihanna picture like she's some kind of spiritual philosopher, but she's nothing but a whore. She's nothing but a sorceress, a witch, and a whore. Beyonce, nothing but a witch and a whore. Nicki Minaj, Kim Kardashian, Amber Rose, nothing but witches and whores. With a whole bunch of other men's semen and testosterone occupying their fucking body. That's why they act so fucking masculine. And they want to be so dominant and in control right now. Because they let so many men ejaculate in them. Sorry to be so vulgar, but I gotta say it. I gotta tell it like it is. I gotta tell it like it is, ladies and gentlemen. You motherfuckers are being misled. You see what I'm saying? All these stupid ass memes talking about Rob Kardashian. Who gives a flying fuck? Who gives a flying fuck? Goddamn Kardashians. The Kardashians are fucking witches and sorcerers. Go look up the fucking etymology of the name Kardashian. Motherfuckers was witches and warlocks in a European country and got fucking banned out of the goddamn country. The Kardashians. Witches and fucking warlocks. And they reside in Hollywood. Hollywood. The wood that's used for the wands of fucking sorcerers, warlocks, and witches. The fucking Kardashians. You motherfuckers are still under the goddamn Gregorian spell of the media. You still got your fucking eyes on shit that doesn't matter. You still got your eyes on demons and fucking illusions, and you're gonna go down. You're gonna go down. You're gonna go down with Anubis. You're gonna go down with Anubis, Set, and Lucifer, which is Venus. Lucifer is Venus, Saturn is Set, Pluto is Anubis, and you're gonna go down with those three. You're gonna go down with those three when it's time for the dimensional split. You're gonna go down. You're gonna stay behind in the old cell, which is 3D Earth, and you're not gonna be birthed out to the new cell, which is 5D Earth. You're gonna stay behind. They had a documentary series called Left Behind. They had a movie called Left Behind. What the fuck do you think that movie Book of Eli was about? The motherfuckers who get left behind, and they gotta deal with hell because you wanted to follow fucking false idols. When you're supposed to be getting your mind, body, and spirit right, you're supposed to be getting your finances together to detach from Rome. To detach from Rome. Not to be sucked in and still pay attention to these fucking demons and these whores. Okay, I never got the big picture, and I never understood why people paid so much homage to women who everybody had. I never understood, even as a 13-year-old kid, I never understood it. I was never that kind of person. You know what I'm saying? When I looked for a female, I tried to look for a female that, you know what I'm saying, hasn't been associated with too many men, because I never understood what kind of gratification is a man supposed to get when he acquires a woman who everybody has slept with. I never understood that. And now that I understand this spiritual science of, you see what I'm saying, all these men's semen and testosterone occupying these female vessels, now it all makes sense. It all makes sense now. You see what I'm saying? I believe I was born to be put in the situation that I'm in today. I was born to be put in the position that I am in today. Okay, I was born for this. Not a lot of other people can say that. Okay? So like I said, stay focused. Stay away from these calcified ass demons out here. Stay on that alkaline diet. Drink that natural spring water with a natural alkaline, that natural artesian water with a natural alkaline. When you go to these stores, and just because you see alkaline on the water, that doesn't mean shit. When you look on the ingredients and you see an ingredient ending in ATE, ITE, or IDE, that is an artificial chemical that can cause cancer. You need natural alkaline water. So the water says if it says it comes from this spring or this artesian source and it has a natural alkaline, that's the water you're supposed to be drinking, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? There's a lot of deceivers out here, and they're trying to set you up so you can destroy your body, which is your temple, so you can destroy your mind, and so you can destroy your spirit, because they want to keep you here in the 3D cell when it splits. They don't want you to go to the 5D cell during the dimensional split. That's what this is all about, okay? So stop worshiping your goddamn false idols. They're not, Kim Kardashian and Rob Kardashian, they're not going to save you. They're not going to get you out of Rome. They're not going to get you out of this bullshit system. They're not going to do it. Okay? Plain and simple. So that's really all I had to say on this topic. My next video is going to be on Rome, touching on that Rome information and talking about Hannibal, an individual named Hannibal of Carthage. Okay? So I appreciate everyone who supports what I'm doing, who supports RFG movement, Atlantean movement. I appreciate all my subscribers, you know what I'm saying, who've been with me since day one. I appreciate it. Okay? Like, subscribe, share this video. It's The Chosen One, man. I'm out.